Hey guys, what's going on? Kulprit here, and welcome once again to my Road to Battlefield 4, where I talk about some of the bigger concepts we're looking toward in Battlefield 4 as it quickly approaches in the fall. Today I wanted to talk about the Second Assault DLC. Now, it might seem like weird that I'm picking this one out, but I have a couple issues with this one I wanted to talk about a little bit, and see what you guys thought about this. First, as I mentioned on my Friendly Fire podcast with the guys, I don't really like this. Now listen. As a concept, I don't have a problem with them bringing back older maps. I like that, actually. I love Strike at Karkan. I wish they would bring other maps back. The ones that work and were proven to work, bring them back. I got no problem with that. I just kind of... I don't even mind paying for them, necessarily. You know, paying again for something you've already paid for. You know, obviously that whole argument. My issue is Second Assault is literally the first DLC they're bringing back. I mean, sure, we get the other one with your pre-order. But again, that's going to be like Strike at Karkan. It's going to be hard to kind of count. They've already made it, basically, is what I'm saying. So the first, DLC we're going to have coming down the pipeline is going to be maps we've already played. Sets a weird precedent to me. Now, they could turn out to be some of the best maps in the game, like Strike at Karkan did. But the point is, can't we see some more original content before we start re-churning through and recycling old maps? I just feel like it's bad form. But, I mean, I have high hopes. Now, they've hinted around, and I think we've kind of... it's not, officially announced, but I think we're pretty sure that we're going to get Caspian Border and Operation Metro. Because, for those of you who don't know, the Second Strike DLC is the fan-favorite maps from Battlefield 3. Now, I think that's about all we know. We don't know if it includes the DLCs of Battlefield 3, or if those are just the core maps. But it is specifically from Battlefield 3. Clear and away, Metro is the most popular map in Battlefield 3. I don't want to hear an argument on that, guys. I'm not saying it was my personal favorite, anybody's favorite, but it was clearly the most popular. And to be fair, I think a lot of people, it is their favorite map. They just don't play the same game that some of us do. Now, I'm not hating on Metro. I enjoyed Metro when you had the right settings and parameters and things. So I don't mind that map coming back. One of the bigger kind of concerns I have is, Metro is such a different map than any other Battlefield map in almost history. It's very indoors. It's very, obviously, it's on rails. It's like a rat maze, basically. It literally is like a multiplayer match on rails. So how, my biggest question as I sit down and I think about it, how on earth are you going to have a commander mode on Metro? You're going to have the overhead view, but at least half of the map is underground. So you're not going to be able to call in airstrikes, all these things. So I have confusion on how that's going to work. Sure, in the beginning in the park and at the end in the the city blocks, it could work. Sure. But what about the other map that you're in the Metro? Now, obviously, maybe they'll take liberty with the map and redesign it. I don't know how far they're going to go. We know with Karkan, they didn't really take much liberty as far as, the layout of the maps. So I just have big concerns. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Commander Mode not allowed on these Second Assault DLC maps. Caspian Border, I think it'll work fine. It's a big, wide open map. Beyond that, let's just project who we might see. We might see Grand Bazaar. That's a very popular map. Sen Crossing. Sen Crossing would probably work. It's urban. A lot of indoors. That's fine. It would be kind of, I would think, fairly similar to the Siege of Shanghai. But, think about Grand Bazaar. Even Grand Bazaar might be tough. Because a lot of that it's not necessarily indoors as much as Metro is, but it's very, there's very few routes, so a good commander can just about shut down half the routes to attack. So I have concerns about the Second Strike DLC fitting in with what they're trying to do with Commander Mode and dynamic maps and destruction. And I just think that, it's just bad form. Why would you do this? You're trying to shoehorn in maps that were not designed for these dynamic maps, dynamic environments, as well as Commander Mode, right out of the gun. All right, you want to tell me game launches in October? You want to tell me that come April, May, June, as we're heading into the summer, you're just going to throw this DLC at us and say, here you go, guys. You've already had 2 quality DLCs from us. Here's just, hey, a thank you. We're bringing back maps from Battlefield 3 to all you guys that loved it. Great, I got no problem with that. But what happens if these maps... What happens if you deliver Battlefield 4? And you hit everything you want to hit. You hit Levolution. You hit that, more enhanced destruction. The commander mode's a hit. Everything's great. And then you're gonna drop these maps that weren't designed for these elements, and you're gonna force it. We saw them force the C-130 on Armored Kill, didn't we? So I have big concerns about the Second Assault, as far as not just the fact that I think it's kind of it's just kind of lame that that's really your first original DLC is going to be a rehash. I thought it worked a little better where Strike a Karkan was like, here's your free DLC. These are recycled maps. That almost seemed to have a little more synergy to it than this one where we get an original DLC included with the game, and then the first kind of standalone DLC is a recycled map pack. I don't know. I don't really like that. But beyond that, I have serious issues with the development, the balance, the inclusion of obvious gameplay design points and concepts that are in Battlefield 4. I don't see how Commander Mode is going to work with a map like Metro. I have serious, issues with a map, say like Bazaar, something where if you're just going to turn up the destruction, how is that going to play out? How is that going to balance? So I think it would have been better left till later, and continue to design the maps in a way that you feel fits Battlefield 4 and the priority bullet points that you're trying to really push, i.e. Levolution, dynamic environments. What about this, naval warfare type of thing? How is that going to fit into any of these maps? So I don't know. I have serious concerns. What do you guys think? Have you thought about this? Have you thought about how something like Commander Mode is going to fit into a map like Metro? How do you see that playing out without them completely redesigning the map? And if they do, then what's the point? That's kind of my thing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to hear it because this is just something I've been chewing on for a while and I can't quite wrap my head around. Otherwise, guys, thanks so much for watching. Look forward to the next one. Take it easy. I'll talk to you soon.